I had been at the same company for 5 years when I met Vikram. He was a senior director brought in to lead a restructuring, and in the first week, he did something no manager had done before. He asked me, in a one-on-one, what I actually wanted from my career. Not what I was working toward in the company. What I wanted. I gave him my prepared answer about growing into a leadership role and expanding my scope, and he listened carefully, nodded, and then said something that I replayed in my head for weeks afterward. That is a good answer for a performance review. What is the real answer? I was 26 and I did not have a real answer ready. The truth was I had joined the company straight out of college because it was a good offer, and I had been promoted twice because I was good at my job, and somewhere along the way I had confused being good at something with wanting to do it. Vikram and I started meeting for coffee every few weeks. He never pushed me toward any particular conclusion, but he asked questions that made comfortable numbness impossible. Did I find my work energizing or draining? What were the projects I stayed late for voluntarily versus the ones I stayed late for out of obligation? If money were not a factor, would I still be here? Over about 4 months of these conversations, I arrived at an answer I had been quietly avoiding. I was building skills in a field I was competent in but not passionate about, and every year I stayed was a year I was also not developing the skills I actually wanted. At 27, I resigned. I did not have the next thing fully lined up, and it was terrifying. Vikram sent me a message on my last day that I still have saved. You are not leaving a good job. You are making room for the right one. The transition took 8 months and was financially uncomfortable in ways I had not fully prepared for. But I landed in a role in a completely different industry that used a completely different part of my brain, and within a year, I was doing work that I could not stop thinking about even when I was away from my desk. I have had other managers since then. None of them have shaped me the way Vikram did, because none of them cared enough to ask the questions that were genuinely inconvenient to answer.